Hey there, so today we have another review, and this is a beer from Stone/Arrogant Brewing. This is Wussie Pils. So I'm actually going to get this poured first because it'll take a little bit of time before I even dig into this beer. So if you want to learn more about this Stone/Arrogant Brewing thing, please go check out my video. And as you saw, I'm using a Pilsner glass and I'm doing a slow pour, and I'll hopefully do a video about that soon, but pretty much it's a very aggressive pour. And so what is Wussie Pils? Wussie Pils is a 5.8% Pilsner, sort of Imperial. And it's called a Northern German Pilsner, which means that generally the beers in Germany, the Pilsners, as you go from the south to the north, they end up being a little bit more crisp and bitter, and that is because of the water. As you go north, the water ends up being a little bit more hard. There's more sulfates in it, and that accentuates the bitterness. So for your brewers out there, that probably helps you with your water treatment. But yeah, and talking about Imperial, it is 5.8%. The style German Pilsner usually ends up around 5.2, I believe, percent, 5.2, 5.4. So this one at 5.8 is more of that kind of Oktoberfest, Festbier, or Märzen, sort of Imperial kind of lager kind of quality, because that style stays at the 5.8 to 6.3%. But it is Stone, so they're imperializing the Pilsner a little bit. And yeah, there we go. Cool. We have that head sort of going away at it. So yeah, really excited. I've actually never had this beer before. It's been about 2 years since they've done this Arrogant Brewing kind of thing. And so yeah, really exciting. And so as you saw with that aggressive pour, I sort of have to give it a little bit of time. But with that time, you sort of see that the head is very nice. It is a rocky head. It sort of has this beautiful structure to it. And ideally, I would have more time for you guys. But you guys probably don't want to sit and watch me rant forever, so sorry about that. But yeah, this is an absolutely beautiful head. That is sort of the kind of structure that you want it. Here, I'll show you guys a little bit better. And so let's dig in beer. Beer comes in a wonderful straw gold color, very light, and very beautiful clarity on that. Let's get the aroma on this one. I'm getting a nice kind of like orange blossom, kind of really nice hoppiness, but a familiar light breadiness. Yeah, it has a little bit of grass to it, but it does end up having a little bit more of that, maybe possibly new, younger hops, not traditional, Spaltetnanger Saz hops to it. So let's dig in the beer. Traditional noble hops was what I was talking about. Yeah, there you go. There is a little bit of a light citrus floral kind of element to it that I'm getting. It leans more towards probably a newer age hop that they're using. And first off, talk about how good this pour is. It is such a beautiful experience having your first introduction of the beer, having this really rocky head to it that really has wonderful sustainability, and it sort of offers this kind of pillow of foam on your mouth, and then the beer is introduced. And that mouthfeel is just where it's at. It really has this beautiful kind of soft chewiness and a pillowy kind of quality, almost like cotton candy, and then you have the beer underneath it. So, and then as I drink along, you can sort of freshen up your beer by just like going more aggressive with it and sustaining that beautiful head on this beer. So this is actually more of a sort of beer pouring kind of thing, more than a review, but you know, we're still going to enjoy the beer as well. There is a light grassy bitterness throughout. Again, it does have this almost leaning towards a light juiciness for a lager. There is a light breadiness to it. There is a substantial bitterness to it, so it does sort of show its northern German roots. Leans pretty heavy for a Pilsner on the bitterness, and it just has a little bit more of that body. It's not as crisp and gentle as some of your familiar Pilsners. You know, this one jumps almost 1% ABV higher, so it has a little bit more robustness to it. You sort of can feel it on the body, and as it goes down, that it has a little bit more substantive quality to it. But it still remains very refreshing. There is a little tinge of sweetness that sort of tells you that it's there, that it's moving towards that kind of Festbier kind of style, that it does have a little bit more body to it and a little bit more higher alcohol. But it's still very delicious. It still leans towards that traditional German realm, but again, I can tell that the hopping's not quite noble hopped. Or it could be very wrong. I could be very wrong. But if anything, it reminds me of those really nice, crisp, refreshing beers that Dan Suarez does. This is absolutely fantastic. So Even though in the other video I was making fun of Arrogant Brewing, this Wussie Pils is awesome, awesome, awesome. I would recommend if you're trying to look for a really light, crisp beer, but you want something a little bit more imperial, right? Like you don't want only something that's like 4 or 5%, 5%. You want to jump it up a little bit more. You have 5.8%. You have a tall boy here. The price is very reasonable. So if you really want to enjoy your night with some slightly higher alcohol crisp lager, this one's definitely there. As for rating, I'm loving this beer. Wow. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Loving it. Let's go with a 94 on this one. I just went more with a little bit of like grainy kind of quality to it, which is nice. It's not too forward. It really leans on that really crisp, chewy, light crackery kind of malt to it. It's absolutely delicious. I'm going with a 94 on this one. Until next time, guys, cheers. This has got to be one of the best stone beers out there right now. Later. Enjoy.